All right, guys, if you didn't see this article, it was in a number of different places. Mark Zuckerberg warns of stock volatility as Meta bets billions more on AI investment before we make much revenue. You can see the new Mark Zuckerberg there. He upgraded. He now has hair. People are saying he looks Italian. But let's dig into this article and let's talk about a couple of other things related to AI and big business. So the stock tanked a bit because of the fact that they're embracing AI at Meta and they're going to be using it in a number of things. It's already integrated in a lot of the stuff they have. And here's my problem with this is that, and I've said this before, it's okay for companies like this to use AI, but you, a content creator, you better not, or you're just taking a dump on everybody out there. Now, personally, when it comes to AI for creation of content, there has been a big uprising by artists claiming that it is harmful, which I can understand. I can see that. At the same time, there has been content created by AI that is still content. A number of the new music's coming out, like Obscurest Vinyl and some of those others, those are songs created by AI, if you didn't know that. They're all AI generated. But it's still content. Somebody wrote a prompt in. I'm not saying it's hard work, but it's still content. And it's filling a niche that doesn't exist at this point. And it is becoming more popular, so it will become a niche. There's 3 channels total that are doing AI music that are weird like that. And you can tell. If you listen to them enough, you can hear some of the weird vocal things that are in there. But my point to this is that you, a small-time creator, are not allowed to use this because you're killing artists. But businesses can do it just fine. They're absolutely fine. And I think that where that movement started off to prevent people from using AI to put artists out of business, I think it's now shifted to be a thing to keep small-time people from using it to even become successful because big business wants to use it. They're going to privatize AI for their own means. Now, for Facebook, this can be a number of different scary things, and I'm concerned with what that may be. Now, obviously, they're going to be using it for the purposes of mining your data better, but does that mean they're going to be using it to serve you data? How does that, how does that work in there? I do have some concerns with this because there already are privacy concerns with Facebook, even if you're not on the platform. If you don't know that, you need to be aware now. Even if you're not on the platform, Meta will be getting a hold of your data. If you use the internet, any platform that is social media related will have your data. That's how it works. It's bought and sold. So you don't even have to have an account. So for all those who are like, oh, I just won't use a Facebook account because they'll have my data, they're going to have it anyway. So if you're one of those people that you'd like to enjoy the experience of social media because you have friends and family on there, but you're not because of the data aspect, it doesn't matter. They have your data anyway. They buy it from other places or it gets mixed in and churned in with the rest. So if you don't want to use it on principle, that's absolutely fine. I still do at this point because I know a number of people on Facebook and that's my primary contact to them. Unfortunately, it's not the same as using mobile. A lot of people will explain it's not the same as using mobile. The frequency with which we interact with people on social media, even as impersonal as it is not the same frequency that we would get via text or via an email. It just doesn't happen. So that part of us has shifted as a society. So, but I have problems with companies using AI to further their agenda while at the same time making every person that's a content creator sound evil for doing so. And I think that these companies have done a good job of twisting that narrative around. So it's like AI is bad unless we're using it. Unless we have it, it's bad. You shouldn't use it. Look, if you want to use AI to make art, do it, but don't expect people to buy it, okay? I enjoy using AI creation programs for my own personal enjoyment. I have a page I keep on Facebook where I'm not going to lie, I solicit donations if people want to use it for profile avatars and backgrounds. But I'm very upfront with the fact that it's AI. I'm very upfront with the fact that it has been created. Now, that has got no traction. I haven't made a dime off of that, so that's not something that's really making me any money, and it was never really intended to. It's like throwing a wide net out there, right? Because that's what we do. But I do think it's a legitimate form of content creation for some people. You're creating content. Now, if you're just taking the raw export of stuff and using it, that might be a little bit difficult, and I can understand there. But if you're taking something from AI and you're refining it, that might be a little bit different. Now, for channels like the Obscurest Vinyl, it looks like to me, and I don't know how they create their videos, it looks like they're taking the raw export of data and just churning it into songs. Now, obviously those could use a little bit of a polish up on the lyrics, and then I would say that's probably a better way of doing things, right? Take the raw input, then fix it up, feed it through the voice machine, then have it make the content. That might be better, but that's not what they're doing. They're looking for quick content. These channels will continue to pop up. They do make money. YouTube allows these out there because it does make money, so they're going to continue to allow it. And the images are still selling in places. AI art is going to be everywhere. There was a post on Facebook which was laughable because it was like, know the difference between AI art, and in that image, it had an AI art image what was set up as the real image. So even that was a bad example. But what are your thoughts on AI art? Where do you draw the line? Do you see it being legitimate? Do you think what Facebook is doing is wrong? Do you think that the government should be putting some limitation to how AI is used within place, or are you absolutely fine with this?